May 23rd, 2019, issue 968 of the Omega Communications Transmissions. As I welcome you into this space, I just remind you that when you enter into this space, as you receive the energy and information here, you are shifting into a different dimension. There are parts of you, your light body, which permanently exist in a different dimension. So the purpose of this introduction is to assist you to consciously shift your focus into the higher dimensional aspect of yourself, which clearly receives all of the energy and information coming to you from the greater dimensions, from the galactic areas. So come with me and put your attention in your dimensional body of light and assemble into the receiving area of the station of light. In that dimensional existence, which has been with Earth well before our conscious understanding of time. This receiving area is also called the transition space, because again you will often feel the transition from being here in your light body to the alteration, and your senses will pick up the difference as again you shift dimensions and your own energy pattern shifts. And this is what is necessary so that you can link closely with the beings existing here and with the aspects of yourself existing in this station. We welcome you into this aspect of the station, dear one. Aurum addressing you and surrounding you all in this space. There are many of those of us commissioned to support the evolution on Earth, the evolution of your consciousness. And as we observe you, we define the changes and we observe the level of participation you bring yourself into in a daily practice and in your daily journeys, and that level of participation being identified, then we understand what we can surround you in here, what we can open your consciousness to accept and to observe yourself. This is all part of the necessary introduction and greeting into every transmission. We will continue from the deliverance you received in the previous journey into the station, and we transport you into the sphere of communication with the Council of Light. The beings in here are observing the spheres of energy which you received consciously previously. Into those spheres you will be observing a different pattern of light. All around you in the light spectrum changing, which we have drawn your attention to, you are more able to access the crystalline light energy which is coming through the solar portal into your environment. So you're now able to access that by a conscious intention and to assimilate that, because the energy spheres you have integrated into your energy system readily receive this crystalline light pattern from this ultra spectrum which exists all around you. It is simply that your focus and your conditioning had been to link in with a different layer, a different dimension. So we are helping you move into this expanded dimension of this ultra light spectrum. You may be asking, what does this have to do with you and your life pattern? And the answer is, this is your life pattern. This is, when you absorb it and work with it, you are receiving a constant flow of energy and information from source creation. And this is what you were receiving when you were existing in the evolutionary process known as your point of origin, and your higher evolved aspects already work with and are very familiar with this higher light spectrum. The work we do with you is to help you reconnect with that, and you then use it in every aspect of your life. You will already have been finding you are having different motivation in different areas and aspects of your life pattern currently. And you will also have been experiencing an expanded awareness of greater civilizations. They too exist in the ultra dimension, and every session of energy which you integrate aligns you more closely and clearly into that state of civilization. Already, dwellings and service centres of different kinds are establishing more refined ways of existing, of providing for the needs of the environment and the people. Many times you are not aware of this. Many times the focus is simply on destruction or dissension amongst people. So you need to search out to find notification of these pockets of energy design related specifically to the light civilizations. Dimensional access ways are available to them, portals, as you define them and we define them, and they allow a flow of beings using this light spectrum to come in to initiate more of the process which will be touching your consciousness. And this is where more motivation comes from, and the feelings within you of reinforcing the matrix of light over the entire planet system and working with the matrix of light labelled the starfield system, starfield matrix. So all of this works in together, and we give you little pockets of information, bringing some forward to remind you again, adding new aspects for you to absorb and understand. Again, within the assembly, within the Council of Light sphere here, they indicate to you to move through the energetic portal, which again is a filtration system. As you move through that, you release older patterns relating to the earlier civilization manifestations, and you move smoothly into adapting to the frequency pattern of the light spectrum of the crystalline system and existence. Pause in this process. Experience it. You could be aware of many areas being clearly defined to you that you have separated from you and you will leave behind you. Also, you will be clearly defining yourself more as your energetic light system, we witness this. We see you as this. And as such, you are able to participate more strongly with the assembly of the beings from many other dimensions of existence who support you in all of this. It is necessary to change yourself in this way because you are creating the change on earth. Your presence, physically or through what you see through your media, into areas of discord and disharmony and disruptive energy, allows this pure light spectrum to enter into that space. Many of those spaces can be observed as different dimensional spheres, all enacting a certain process, and the beings in that sphere are all heavily engaged in the process that you are observing. From an observational point, when you are clearly within your light existence, you are able to envelop that sphere just as you envelop the whole earth into the energetic spectrum of light which comes directly from the solar portal. This is what most people ignore or have no conscious memory of yet. And this is why assistance is needed as you bring in that light spectrum. With your attention now back with the Council of Light, you will be aware of agreement and the passage of communication to you in some form. In this space, there is a great deal of sharing of information from mind to mind, from your consciousness state to other consciousness states. There is also the sharing of information through what you would define as tablets or a sphere of light handed to you, or you may be witnessing beings using such elements, energetic plates containing data and energy. All of this also is known to you, and we are reminding you of this. Be aware that you are taking in all that you need in this moment, in this presentation. As you have received that, I now bring you back into the transition space, and you are communicating with many of the beings here who are mixing with you. You will be seeing many types of beings here, many who have addressed you in this station. Belu, Yulia, Manita, Anand. There are many beings here, and many who have worked with you who have not given names. Names are not entirely necessary. They just help you to identify different aspects. So in this space, I withdraw, leaving you integrating the patterns you've received. Aurum out. This is Lani again, and I'm aware of many of you still being drawn back into the space. And there are other beings drawn into the space, suddenly appearing, because they want to understand the shift which you are going through, this dimensional shift. So you will have a sense that as you come back to reconnect with your physical unit, you may sense the companions or different light coming in around you. Remember that the energy spheres within you have taken in a higher light spectrum, and you will feel this working for you in many ways. Perhaps you can consciously draw on it for any patterns you want to clear or change within yourself. And when you change yourself, you change the environment and people around you. So it's not a matter of changing other people first, it's changing you as you become more conscious, as you expand your consciousness, and you become fully aware that you are a being of light. So this was what this transmission was about today, and I ask you to be fully conscious of you, your body, the environment where you are receiving this, the exact moment as we measure time. Every time you experience any of these transmissions, do make sure you come back into the present moment, fully aware and changed. Thank you again for being here, and I now close this transmission through the Omega Communications portal. omegacommunications.co.nz